Hello again YouTube, it's Mr. Analytical here with another Galaxy Watch video, and today we're going to look at, in episode 4, we're going to look at the difference between the two sizes and try and help you guys decide which one you would buy if you're going to go ahead and pick. Obviously the rose gold version is also available in black, and that's the 42mm size, and then we've got the 46mm, which is always in the silver and black version. So guys, I'm going to show you the watch on a few different people's wrists of varying thicknesses, and that will give you guys an idea of how it looks. That's the 42mm on my own wrist, and my wrist is about 66 centimeters across, and again the 46mm watch on my own wrist. If your wrist is 46mm or smaller, you really do need to probably go for the 42mm version, and that's because otherwise the watch will sit a bit like, if I show you on the side of my wrist, it's going to sit a bit like this and look slightly out of place or potentially too big. Maybe you like that style, but I think it's better if your watch face is smaller than your wrist size. So I'm going to jump straight in and go through those few images, and then after that we're going to discuss the other differences between the 46mm and the 42mm watch. So first up we've got Charles, and he's got a 7cm wrist, so quite a big guy, quite a big arm. So if you're this size of wrist, the 42mm is going to look a wee bit silly in the middle of your wrist. It's just too small. You really need to be going for the 46, as you can see here, and it looks really good on the wrist at that size of wrist. So that was 7cm. The next guy here is 6cm or 6.5, and either the 46 or the 42 works well. It's really down to personal choice. If you like a big chunky G-Shock style watch, you're going to want to go for the 46 again, because it works quite well, as you can see there, and equally the 42 looks good. So it's really down to personal choice, and again the 42 is available in black, obviously, if you're a guy. Now we've got a girl and with a 5.5cm wrist. You can see the 46mm Galaxy watch is just too big. It just really swamps the wrist. Now you could wear it if you wanted, but you can see there it just looks a wee bit ridiculous. But again, it's up to yourself. But I would suggest that this 42, especially in the rose gold, looks really well on a girl. So guys, I hope those images have been useful to give you an idea of what, based on your own wrist size. If you measure your wrist now, you mightn't have vernier calipers to do that, but even you have an ordinary ruler, you'll be able to just get your wrist width. As you can see, mine's about 60mm there, but you'll be able to get your own wrist size and then compare from the photos I have provided there to see which one would look best. But in terms of everything else, the Galaxy watch obviously is 46mm dial versus a 42mm. The dimensions of this one are 46 by 49 in the length here. They're 49 from here to here. 42 width on the rose gold or the black 42mm versions, and they are 45.7 length from end to end here. So we've got 49 here, and we've got 45.7 here, so 46 you might say, 49, so about 3mm of difference between the two lengths there. In terms of depth, they're virtually identical depth. This one's 12.7 and the bigger version is 13mm, so really it's only 0.3 of a millimeter, so pretty much unnoticeable. They're both sort of nice solid feeling watches, although the 46mm one comes in at 63 grams in weight versus 49 grams for the 42mm. So 63 grams without the strap and 49 grams without the strap. So there is quite a weight difference. If you don't like a heavy watch, you might steer you towards this one. In terms of displays then, you've got a 1.3 inch on the left, and on the smaller version you've got a 1.2 inch display. So that's basically 33mm versus 30mm in terms of their display. They are both Super AMOLED displays, 360 by 360. So, and they're always on, and they both have the same Gorilla Glass. So you do have a slightly smaller display here, but it has the same number of pixels. So that's good to know. 22mm strap on your 46 version. So if you've had the S3, and you're happy with the size of it, you're probably going to go back and get the 46mm version. That will mean you can use the same straps as you had before, because they're 22mm again. If you end up going for the smaller watch, the 42mm version, that's 20mm strap here, so it will be a different strap you'll have to buy. In terms of performance then, they both have the same processor on board. They're both a 1.15 gigahertz processor. The battery now is a key difference to note. On the 46mm version, the battery is 472 milliamp hours, and on the 42mm version, the battery is only 270 milliamp hours. So 472 versus 270. Basically, it's 200 extra milliamp hours on the 46mm version, so it is going to be a significantly longer lasting battery life, I would expect, from the 46mm, because we've got 200 milliamp hours extra, so that might be something that swings it for you. Just as a point of reference to compare back to the previous watches, the Gear Sport had a 300 milliamp hour battery, so that's quite similar to this one, which is 270. So if you've got the Gear Sport, this is going to be slightly less battery power at 270 milliamps compared to 300 on the Gear Sport. If you previously had the S3, you would have been used to 380 milliamp hours, so this would be a good upgrade going to 472 milliamp hours. So there's an extra 100 roughly from the Gear S3 to the Galaxy Watch 46mm, so that's worth noting. They both have the same internal memory at 4GB, and they've got all the same sensors inside, and the heart rate sensors on the back and so on are all the same. So guys, that's really it in terms of the difference between the two sizes, and it's really now up to yourselves which size you prefer. And just to show you them on my wrist, you've got the 42mm and you've got the 46. I've always liked the big watch, so I'm happy enough with the 46. But guys, it's up to yourselves. Do you upgrade at all? Question 1. And if you do you go 42 or 46? I think it's going to be worthwhile in the long term, just to get the extra battery life, to go for the 46mm if your wrist's big enough. So guys, thanks for watching episode 4, and stay tuned for episode 5 coming up, and we'll see what else we can discover about the new range of Galaxy watches. And thanks again for watching, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the thumbs up button down below, and let's see you in the next video. Thanks, bye bye.